mentalities. You can do by yourself. That's why I don't include all these things. For about 7 enlightenment factors. Also, if you know wholesome deeds, wholesome mental factors, wholesome mental process, you can do that one. That's why I don't include all this practice. Actually, before 2010, PAAUKTAWY didn't teach anything about 12-based methods. Because Salarana method now we call 6-based methods, right? In the 2010 6-month retreat, PAAUKTAWY started teaching this method. Now gradually, it's like add many other new things into the practice. Anyway, then although our tradition is very strong, although many things in our practice, but there are many things we need to add. We have to do by ourselves. Then there are many things, many remaining methods we have to train ourselves. As we have mentioned, unarisen wholesome deeds. So, okay, we can say dana, you may have experiences. Sila, you have to try your best. Samadhi, concentration, also try your best. Wisdom, vipassana, you have to try your best. There must be many unarisen wholesome deeds. We have to try to get it, try to accumulate it. Then 4, the efforts that sustains the arisen wholesome deeds. So we have habitual wholesome actions in our daily life, such as maybe meditations, offering food to the Buddha, or chanting, paying homage to the Buddha, or many wholesome deeds in our daily life. We have to maintain all these things, especially when we have good habits. We have to train that good habit. This is called the last one, the effort that sustains the arisen wholesome deeds. So these are 4 types of samapatthana according to Buddha's teaching. Now we also have to continue the next one about join or rupture. So when we say join or rupture, actually we also have already explained the one in jhana factors. I think you may have already known 5 types of the rupture. But we already mentioned in the jhana factors. So now, okay, we use the Pali word PT. PT means join or rupture. Sometimes some scholars said, oh, join is so strong. It should be like a rupture. But anyway, when we talk about PT, we have many different levels of PT. So for example, like a slightly join. In this case, we can say pamoja in Bali. When it becomes very strong and powerful, we can say it's a PT rupture or join. So we have 5 different types of PT. Five different types of PT according to Buddha's teaching. We have already mentioned out here, right? Okay, we may have Kotika PT, like a minor PT, like a hair rising in the moment. So from time to time, when we meditate, we can feel like a hair rising in the body, crawling inside around the body. This is the call rupture PT. We call Kotika PT. Another one is a Kanika PT. We can say momentary PT. Momentary means it will be like a thunder striking. It will arise many times. Also, it will arise and perish many times. This is called Kanika PT. Another one is a Aukantika PT, showering PT, as invaded by the wave. You may feel something like a floating. You don't feel your body is touching on the ground when you are meditating. All this kind of phenomena is called PT, rupture, or join. So it's produced by join or rupture. Another Upeka piti, uplifting piti, like a flying on the sky. So when we feel this kind of thing, this is really cool, right? Pleasant feeling, right? Then we go to, the last one is a Prana piti, like a Vajrayana piti that spread all over the body. It will last longer than all other ruptures, all other joints. This is called Prana piti. When we talk about jhana, it must be Prana piti. If we have the first four, it's very gross. It can destroy our minds. Prana piti that invades all over the body, spread all over the body, but it cannot destroy our minds. So when we are entering jhana, we must have this kind of piti, the last type, Prana piti. Anyway, so this is the five types of piti, but it will be many different way or approach, many different conditions that will arise. Okay, now we should start with characteristics. The characteristics is endearing or satisfaction. Yes, Sambayana. We can satisfy with our practice, our conditions. The function is to refresh the body, that means materialities, and the mind's mentality. Kayacita, Pinana. Or to pervade and tree with rupture, Parana. So we say pranami separating all over the body, invaded, right? Anyway, now manifestation is the elation or exaltation, we call autarkia. The prosmic core is the objects. These are the characteristics, the function, the manifestation, the prosmic cause of rupture. Okay, now we will move to the last one among the six, the desire, chanda. So sometimes we just say in Bali, Kadukamyata chanda. That means mere desire to do something. So there are many different types of chanda, many different types of desire. For example, as we have already know, Kadukamyata chanda means mere wish to do something, to say something, to think about something. This is just mere wish. Is akusala chanda. Okay, next one. Okay, previous one. Okay, no problem. Okay, another one is like a, okay, the THANH chanda, right? Let me, many other, like attachment to an object is THANH chanda. So there are many different types of chanda. But here, when we say desire, this is the first steps to take objects. Okay, now we should go to the characteristics. The characteristic is a mere desire to act. Although we say to act, it also can be mere desire to speak, to think, or any activities. The function is searching for an object, like stretching out our hands to take something. The manifestation is needing for an object. The prosmic cause is the object that is needed. So we to get something, we need something, then this is called chanda. So chanda is not so strong yet. When chanda becomes very strong, it will change to lobha, greed. When lobha becomes very strong and powerful, it will change to upadana, clinging. So chanda can be the first steps for greed, just for ahosam. Similarly, when we have wholesome desire, it can be wholesome. So desire can be for both good and bad. Okay, so we have to move next one about Kadukamyata, chanda, mere wish to do something, and chanda, attachment to an object. Not only that, we also have three types of chanda. They are mentioned. And there are also three types of chanda, right? Kadukamyata, chanda, mere wish to do something. So here in this case, I have already mentioned mere wish to do, mere wish to speak, mere wish to think. Any of bodily, power, mental action. To do any of these three actions, you just have a wish, mere wish. Then after that, kama chanda, you have already know this one, sensual desire. This is one of the hindrances. So when we have sensual desire, it will hinder our practice, our improvement. Another one is Dhamma chanda, righteous desire, such as wanting to attain Nibbana, wanting to practice Dhamma, and so on. There can be many different types, many types of righteous desire to do something right. Okay, now our daily life, for example, we wish to meditate, we wish to do something for Sangha, or wish to offer something to Sangha, or all these kind of good things we call Dhamma chanda. If we have desire to do something good, Dhamma chanda. So, Kadu Kamyada chanda is not so powerful, but Kama chanda can be sometimes powerful, right? Dhamma chanda also sometimes can be powerful. It depends on our mind. So, especially when chanda associated with very strong Viriya, it becomes very powerful. Sometimes chanda will associate with wisdom. It becomes very strong, powerful chanda. So anyway, briefly, we have desire, good and bad. Because so far we have already explained many mental factors. All of them can be good and bad. Even today, we have explained many different mental factors, right? All of them can be good mental factors. It also can be bad mental factors. It depends on the associated consciousness. When they associate with wholesome consciousness, they are wholesome. When they associate with unwholesome consciousness, they are unwholesome. Sometimes they may associate with neither wholesome nor unwholesome. It's also possible. So it depends on the conditions. They may have different association, different working. Okay, now we have to move to akusala. 14 unwholesome mental factors. Actually, in the Visuddhimagga, it starts with Saddha. After explaining all these 6 summaries, he mentioned about beautiful mental factors. So now I just say very simple things. There is I start with unwholesome, right? I just follow Pinamata Sankha orders. But anyway, I have to explain all the things. Okay, now delusion, moha. We have many different types of moha. Okay, now in the very beginning, we have to know the Four Noble Truths. And if we don't know Four Noble Truths, this is called moha, delusion. So sometimes, for example, we can get confused. We don't know the date and time, for example. Right? This is not delusion. We don't remember a date and time. It's not delusion. This is lack of memory. If we don't know Four Noble Truths, this is the delusion. Not only that, if we don't know the past, the future, both past and future. So then in modern society, actually a few years ago, I have already watched something about reincarnation. You know? In Buddhist tradition, we don't have reincarnation, we just say rebirth. Anyway, the main thing is, okay, according to the commentary, one of the girl passed away, then she remember both parents, her past life parents, although she also have present life parents. She also remember all the brother in her past lives, all the relatives in her past lives. She also visited there. But the main thing is, when we have very little delusion, we can remember the past. When we have many delusions, have knowledge about the past. Sometimes when they are young, they can know their past. When they grow older and older, they become forgetful. This is because of delusion. Even in Myanmar, we have many stories like that. When they are young, they can say everything very clearly. When they grow older and older, not that clear, like kids. Okay, anyway, I mean, delusion is not knowing the Four Noble Truths or not knowing the past lives, but existences, future existences, or both past and future, existences. This is called delusion, moha. Then, not only that, not understanding the dependent origination, this is also called delusion. Mostly, when we are forgetful, we know that, oh, I have a lot of delusion, right? If I don't remember date and time, I also think, oh, people say, I have a lot of delusion. No delusion. It's not moha. Okay, it can be delusion according to English, right? Tongue. But according to Buddhist tradition, it's not delusion. It's not moha, not avijja. So you may also have known the Pali word avijja paccaya sankhara, avijja. Avijja and moha are synonyms. They will take the same things. For example, avijja also not knowing full of truths. Past, present, both past and present lives or existences. Also not knowing the definite origination. Okay, now we have to introduce the characteristics. The characteristic is blindness of mind, chitasa and bhava, or not penetratingly knowing the ultimate reality, ajnana. Already clear, right? The function is not penetrating asambhati or concealing the natural characteristics of an object. Aramana sabhava chetana. Sabhava charana, that means covering, concealing the natural characteristics of the object. The manifestation is the result that is caused by not practicing properly, asamapatipati, or the condition that makes the wisdom faculty blind, andhakara. The proximate cause is unwise attention. These are the characteristics, the function, the manifestation, the proximate cause of delusion. Now we have to move the next one about moral shamelessness, avirika. Then here we have to introduce something about moral shamelessness. That means when we are going to do something improper, we may hesitate to do. We are unwilling to do. In this way, we can say moral shame. So here, the characteristic is not discussion, misconduct. That means he will never feel any shame to do something bad, something improper. Then the function is doing evil in the mode of modesty, immodesty. You already know this one, right? Immoral. Then manifestation is not hesitating to do evil in the mode of immodesty. So he may never hesitate to do wrong things. The proximate cause is disrespect for oneself. Atta akarawa. So here we have to a little bit more about atta akarawa. For example, we have our own value. We have to respect ourselves for our own value. This is the call, atta akarawa. For example, we have knowledge. Then we have age. We may have like a bravery. We may have ability. We have to respect all our ability, knowledge, education, age, or anything. If we have something to respect, if we respect ourselves, we may have moral. Otherwise, then the next one, moral respect. Anattapa. Also, this one is also no more fear, no more afraid, very bold, doing unwholesome, doing improper things. Saying to people, no hesitation. Okay, now the characteristic is not being afraid of doing bodily misconduct, etc. Yanati, jihi, sacha, or absence of drugs. Anudasa, right? But the main thing is Here we just mentioned bodily misconduct, also can be bhava misconduct. Then we are not afraid of doing bodily or bhava wrong actions. The function is doing misconduct in the mode of moral restlessness. The manifestation is not hesitating to do evil in the mode of moral restlessness. The proximate core is disrespect for others. Okay, we have our environment. We have to respect our family member, our teacher, also our community. If we respect, we may have moral dreads. We may not do many unwholesome deeds. So if we don't have any respect for ourselves or our environment or our community, parents, friends, or anything, then there will be moral restlessness. So moral shame and moral fear have very similar things, right? When we respect ourselves, moral shame. When we respect other people, moral dread. If we don't respect ourselves, moral shameless. If we don't respect our environment, our community, or other people, moral restless. This is very easy to understand. Okay, now the last one for today. This is restlessness, uddhacca. So, as a meditator, this word is very, very common. Everybody knows this word because we all have this kind of experiences. When we are focused on the breathing or any meditation subject, our mind is wandering here and there. We have a lot of wandering thoughts. This is called uddhacca. So that means we cannot focus on only one thing all the time. This is called uddhacca. When we have uddhacca, that means our minds are wavering, wandering, not knowing only one thing all the time. Not only that, we also have to understand something about this one. Okay, one more thing, like you may know, like a floating. So like mine's like a floating, not very deep. Another one is like aimless. Mine's aimless. It cannot pick up any particular objects. You can also see like a like a drifting. Mine's like a drift. Drifting, right? So not very deep, like a shallow. Then there's similarly, when we throw a stone into an ash, very big mass of ash, the ash will fly. Similarly, our mind cannot do one object, our mind is flying to many different objects. This is called uddhacca. So one more thing here, when we have uddhacca, this is not very powerful agusala mind. That's why it cannot produce. It cannot be, that kind of karma cannot produce in the hell, right? That means because of this kind of agusala, we cannot be reborn in the hell or any lower realms because not so powerful. Everybody has restlessness. Until we take hardship, we may have. Okay, so today we have already explained 4 unwholesome mental factors: delusion, moha, moral shameless, ahirika, moral restlessness or fearlessness, anadapa, also now here, restlessness, uddhacca. So these 4 mental factors were associated with 12 unwholesome consciousness. We have already listed out 12 unwholesome consciousness in the past when we talk about consciousness aggregate. So the first group we already mentioned in the Sankhara Khanda or feeling aggregate or perception aggregate can be both wholesome and unwholesome. Now these 4, moha, ahirika, anadapa, uddhacca, are totally unwholesome. So if we can convert all these things into good, for example, moha will change to amoha, non-delusion. It can be wholesome. Similarly, ahirika, if we convert into moral shame, it can be wholesome. Anudapa, If we can convert into Ottappa, moderate dread, moderate fear, then it can be wholesome. Ottacca, instability of the mind, wavering mind, drifting, floating, wandering thoughts, can convert into one-pointedness, concentration. So these are the factors, whether we wish or we don't wish, it will come to our mental process. All the unwholesome or wholesome, especially for wholesome, we have to do purposely, intentionally. What about unwholesome? Whether we intentionally or unintentionally, it will come. Of course, in the case of wholesome also, if we do intentionally, it becomes stronger. Right? Sometimes we may do wholesome deeds unintentionally, not so strong. Similarly, in the case of unwholesome, if we do unwholesome intentionally, it becomes very strong akusala. If we do unwholesome deeds, unwholesome speech, or unwholesome actions, unknowingly or unintentionally, not so strong. Anyway, we must make habits of good thoughts, good idea, more positive thinking. If we have good wholesome thoughts, sure we become better and better. If we have many unwholesome thoughts, we may get worse. Anyway, so today we can explain up to the first part of unwholesome mental factors that have to produce or other. As I've already know something called moha or something like that. Sometimes we also use like a asava. Asava means taint or canker. But some also understand like a mental intoxicant. Delusion will make our mind change, like intoxicant. So there are many other mental factors experience we have to understand. Say many different names, many different functions. For example, today we also have time. THANH also have 3 or 2 times. Although here I didn't list out about moha. So say 4 noble truths 1 by 1. Past, present, past and future, or past or future, or past or both future, or the divine origination. So it will cover all these things. This is called delusion. So when we study Buddha's teaching, that means to remove the darkness of delusion. If we can trace the Dhamma, remove the darkness of delusion, then we may have the light. So when we see the light, of course, our way is clearer. In our dark room, our way is clear. We don't know where to go, what to do. But when we have, we can see ahead. We can also know where to go. So delusion and wisdom. So now when we are practicing, it's just for, there can be many different types of quality, many different types of level. For example, learning knowledge. If we can understand deeply wisdom. Now after that, we have to review, recollect. We have to digest. This is also called knowledge. After practicing, we can experience practically, it will be more valuable. So we have Viriya learning for Patipati practicing. So you have already know 3 types of Buddha's teaching. Because whenever we recite Buddha Sasana Chiran Ditatu, may dispensation last long. At the time, we have to understand this Viriya learning. Patipati practice. Pativeda penetrating or realizing. So we can practice. By practicing, we can experience, we can penetrate, we can understand. This is the aim of Buddha's teaching. We to propagate the Buddha's teaching. May you all be able to practice the 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize final cessation and not suffering. Okay.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sayadaw, we will first read the questions sent in by participants and then take questions from the floor. First question. Dear Sayadaw, could Sayadaw suggest how we can check our Chaitanya in daily life to avoid accumulating unwholesome karma unnecessarily? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, when we talk about check, we need mindfulness. You have to remember that one, right? Whenever we have to the wholesome or unwholesome, we must be mindful. If we are mindful, sure, we can check everything clearly. Okay, for example, before going to sleep, you can check your daily activities. How many akusala karma you have already accumulated, or how many kusala karma you have accumulated today. You have to check by yourself. Then the next day also, try it again. How many kusala karma you have done? How many akusala karma you have done? Then in this way, if you understand many unwholesome, you have to try to reduce little by little. You will be getting better and better. Okay. Another one. Oh, question.
Question.
Devotee to instead of the group donor and donor. So the question here is that any problem, any offense the bhikkhu made because he by doing so any offense for the bhikkhu?
Actually, it's not very clear to me also. Anyway, the main thing is we don't know how the devotee offer to him, right? If he offer as his personal use, he offer the land for Sangika properties. If Sangika properties, it must be like this also immovable Sangika properties. That's why if we do, he must return immovable properties, right? Like this. This is the way to handle the case. Okay, now, so he entered here, right? About the land. The first time he handed over to the devotees. Second time, he interfered again, encouraged another devotee to handle the case, right? So in this case, we cannot say this is a good thing, behavior or good way of practice. But I cannot say exactly what kind of offer it is. It's very clear to me also how they offer, right? Okay.
Yes, I know, but I know. Muốn nghĩ về the double bow, the Sankara, for example, Punya Visankara, and biểu hiện như trong lúc like in the time he practiced meditation and he like dancing and also the body moving, and because of the body is shaking and also because of like the body is like the dancing like that, so because of his akusala karma, and also sometimes when he practiced meditation and then the saliva start to coming out, and because of that, that is the way of detox or something. Hành giả tu tập như thế. So the meditator, if it practice like that, is that the correct? May Sayadaw teach me. Sayadaw mean here mean that meditation wavering. So his kusala karma or not, or sometimes the saliva somehow because of that or something. So is that the practice is correct or not?
Okay. Anyway, in this case, we cannot say past karma all the time. No, Okay, don't complain about the past too much. Past is unchangeable. For example, saliva, right? You have to doubt why for saliva. Another one is, if you pay attention to your inside your body, you can know many things inside your body. That's why whenever you meditate to power, I just remind them, don't follow inside your body, don't follow outside your body. You must be around your nostril, around this area, like this. Okay, the main thing is when your mind inside the mouth, incline into the mouth, you can also feel saliva. You can also know saliva, right? If your mind does not follow inside, you cannot know the one. For about body shaking or moving, it depends on many other cases. I cannot say exactly. For example, when you follow in and out breath very far, okay, it also can be. For example, sometimes you may have very long short breath, or very long out breath. You may follow the out, you may follow your body breath. When you have very long in breath, and you will raise your face or you bend backwards. It depends on your breathing system also. There are many different ways. Okay, briefly, if your body is shaking, don't follow the breathing very far or very near. Don't think about long and short breath too much. If you have very imbalanced in breathing out, analyze too much. This is also important. Another one follow inside your body, like a saliva or something like that. This actually, when inside your body, it can happen. Okay. So for other cases, I don't know. Just go and discuss with. Okay. This one.
Yes, Sayadaw. Please, Sayadaw, can you advise if by only practicing Samatha Bhavana can a person attain Arahant? And also, the question to seek Sayadaw forgiveness about last week, question 2, practicing Kayanupassana to attain Sotapanna. The source is actually not from Mogok Sayadaw Mahathera's book. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
You know this one?
Dear Sayadaw, please Sayadaw advise when somebody hearing any language it can meaning of different language. Cognitive process, where does this process arise? Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Right? This is a not mental process, right? One more thing. Hearing any language and can understand the meaning of different languages, right? So let me mention again process. First process arises. Actually, in the mental process there are many different things. So understanding language actually maybe okay. When I say 4-minute process, okay, I was saying 4-minute process, for example, right? Okay. So it depends on what he says. According to the vowel sounds, there can be different mental process. I'll say exactly taking different languages, right? Understand different languages. It will be many mental process. Even in one vowel sounds, there can be 4-minute process. Imagine many mental process. That's what I cannot say exactly. Okay.
Dear Sayadaw, may I ask Sayadaw, if someone has just finished practice Sankaruppaka Jnana, he can see the Nama Rupa but not yet see the Nibbana. Is it because of his Ija and Charana not balanced? Or is it because of their subtle defilement? And how is there any condition? Does he need a suitable condition in order for this to ripen? Or his parami for renunciation, for his parami is not enough. How to find out the cause of this, or shall he continue to practice? Please guide him.
Actually, it depends on how mature your insight knowledge, right? There can be many other supporting causes of insight knowledge, food, weather, as you say, suitable conditions. This is the one thing. Of course, we have very, very studied refinements also can be, right? But you have to check by yourself. I cannot say exactly what happened, right? The main thing is your nama-rupas is unclear, or your instant knowledge is not so strong yet. We can understand only that, right? So you have to investments. You have to check what's your and review nama. So in the book, you have to make foundation strong. If you have a very strong foundation, you can redo from the very beginning to the end again and again. Meditation. Okay, as we have already known the story. One bhikkhu, when seeing a lady smiling, he can take Achika Sanya, meditation. Then he can practice on the spot. So he can take headship. So you can imagine how many times he has already tried this method. He tried many, many times, For example, first jhana, then jhana dhamma, cause of a relationship, practice vipassana, review many times, doing the same thing many times. Finally, he became expert. So when the time ripens, he can take headship easily. So it depends on skill and if you are mastery, if you can master all the nama-rupas, then you can practice better. Okay? Next one.
Dear Sayadaw explained a chanda associated with effort. It will be more powerful. What about chanda associated with? Will Chaitanya make it more powerful? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So actually, both chanda and jhana will arise in every single mind moment, right? So one more thing, jhana is only encouraging. It need not any supporting. It just supports, It support himself, itself, or he also support other people. Jhana may not need any support. Chanda may need the support. Okay.
Dear Sayadaw, why Vichikicha, doubt, and other chittas cannot associate with kusala mind? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Well, why Vichikicha and other chitta cannot associate with straight akusala mind? Oh, okay. Vichikicha is a kind of moha delusion. So it will associate with moha. It will not associate with all other chitta, akusala chitta, right? So it will be totally different. Because when we have doubts, right? We are standing on the junction. So no hatred. That's why it cannot associate with greed or hatred. It will associate only with moha, delusion. Okay?
Dear Sayadaw, different color. Color, is it because of different vayodhatu, wind elements? Different color, is it caused by different wind elements?
We're gonna say one element, right? Kala is a kala. So that means, okay, the kala of art element, we can say like that, right? Kala is a kala. Elements, kala is a kala. From different maturity, don't mess up together. Okay?
Yes, Sayadaw, when he practices meditation, he can feel some dim in front of flowing, but at the same time, in his head, there are some thoughts arise. He can still know that he is thinking, but at the same time, he saw some dim light in front, dim light flowing. So what is this condition?
Okay. When you have that habit, it's not really very good. So, okay, in your case, you can also have light, you can also know the thoughts, right? Two things at the same time. That means your mind is alternatively into two objects. When it becomes habit, not really very good. So it means you have one thoughts, have awareness, right? Anyway, you should change the objects. Like for example, of Buddha's quality or metta or anything, until you can overcome the thoughts. After that, come back to the main object. So don't think about the light much. Don't think about the thoughts also. Don't follow the thought also. And then your main subject should be breathing. If you're gonna focus on breathing, just change the object for sometimes. As I'm Buddha or metta, right? After that, come back to the breathing. It will be easier. Okay.
Dear both interpreter Bandes, are there any more questions for your side from Hello?
There is no more question from my side.
Yeah, also no question from my side.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sayadaw, thank you very much for your teachings today. And thank you for our interpreter Bandes for the translation. May we invite Sayadaw to lead us in making expressions and sharing of merits.
Sambadam bunya sambadam sabbe deva numodandu sabbe bhuta numodandu sabbe satta numodandu sabba sambati siriya idhamme nyatinam hotu sukhita hondu nyatayo nam hotu Sukhita hotu nyatayo idam tinam hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo idam me punyam asawakaya waham hotu idam me punyam anasa pajayo hotu mama punya bhagam vasadanam bhajemi de sabe me samam bhagam labantu sadhu sadhu sadhu.
Thank you, Sayadaw.